Once again, it's on. How's Lorenzo Thomas of the Sports Brothers, and it's time to talk some Miami Dolphins football. Are you ready? Are you really ready? Are you excited as much as I am? The team that had the most cap space this year, $88 million. The team that opened free agency and aggressively signed 10 players to new deals. The Dolphins draft, the biggest ever. The team can basically set up their roster for years to come. The draft is the biggest in Dolphin history. And first and foremost, let me start by saying that I am a Dolphin fan who covers the Fins for one half of the world-renowned Sports Brothers. What up, Jeff? How you doing? Now, it has been a long time since I've been this excited about the Miami Dolphins. All right. And also, after seeing the special that the Miami Dolphins did on Brian Flores when he went to New York to visit his old family, you got to check that out. I'm a bigger fan than I was of Brian Flores. Now, the Dolphins did what they had to do, tackled free agency in a big way. They allocated most of the money on defense. Now, the goal was pretty much set and determined, right? The team filled positions in need that were weak in this draft. Very smart that they did that. So now they can just go ahead and fill the void. And even with all the money they spent, $38 million yet left, 17 to 18 million will be allocated to the rookie class. They still may have enough money to sign a free agent quarterback, a receiver, may even trade for 25-year-old Leonard Fournette, who was due $4.2 million this year. Now, that is relatively cheap, considering Melvin Gordon. He got $8 million from the Broncos. And you remember Kenyon Drake, right? He got $8.4 million from the Cardinals. So it might be worth considering Leonard, even though he may be a headache. That's relatively cheap, right? All right. Well, anyway, we're going to be drafting a quarterback, right? And we're going to get a young quarterback and have him under the rookie cap and a little bit of money, but we'll have him 4 years. So we're going to draft a quarterback.
Joe Burrow.
Totally different offense. Burrow's got time, and he's got 6. Terrace Marshall with a touchdown grab. A 4-receiver look. The inside pass is an easy touchdown. It's another for Terrace Marshall.
Run the 2-minute offense and get this on tape.
Burrow takes a shot, and he's got Thaddeus Moss, the tight end, down to the 20-yard line. Burrow not pressured much today. He goes to the end zone. He's got another touchdown. Terrace Marshall finds pay dirt for the 3rd time from the redshirt senior quarterback. 41-3.
Jefferson for the touchdown. Healthy pickup of 18. Burrow right back at it. Into the end zone. And Jefferson is there. And Burrow with the quick strike. And LSU trying to put this thing in a hammerlock just before the half. Joe Burrow into the end zone. Touchdown LSU. Terrace Marshall. Keep saying it. Can take it anytime they want against the corners. These corners are overmatched. Over the middle. Complete to Jefferson. First down on his way. And that might be the knockout punch.
Joe Burrow.
Man, and I will tell you one thing. I like that Justin Jefferson as well. And if the Dolphins are looking for a wide receiver somewhere in this draft, that wide receiver should be Justin Jefferson. You could put him in the slot because the Dolphins right now, I mean, of course, you would say one of our positions of strength would be wide receiver, but we are paying Albert Wilson like $9 million. He hasn't been back up to speed since he had that hip injury. So we'll have to see. Towards the end of last year, he started to return back to form, but he is getting $9 million. So Chris Greer, of course, Brian Flores may look at it like, well, do we want to pay $9 million or do we want to go ahead and get a rookie, have him under the rookie cap for the next 4 years? So that'll be interesting. But of course, Joe Burrow, it's been said, of course, it's been talked about today that the Dolphins, offered something to the Bengals for Joe Burrow. We'll have to see. Of course, there's been a lot. I do have to say this, that the Dolphins have done a good job of basically putting smoke screens all over the place. I mean, they have done, if they've done anything, they've done a good job at that. But right now, I want to take a look back, because we can't have a draft party. So that's why I decided to do this, because normally at this time, I would be at Hard Rock Stadium with a whole bunch of fans. And if you're a Dolphin fan, you might see yourself in this clip.
Get ready to kick off. Yeah. Do it like nobody does.
Real quick, I'm happy with the draft. Defensive tackle's a solid position. From a big-time school in Clemson, I think this is a instant starter. And I think we're going to win more than 6 games this year, definitely. What do you got?
All I got to say is let's go, bro. Let's go.
Let's go.
You know what I think, baby. Hit squad. We coming. Defense win championships. He coming down here. He ready to eat. We ready to eat with him. DWA, you know we behind him, baby. Let's go. Yo, you know, hit squad down, baby. Let's go. Yo.
Hey, I think about the drive. I think we need the defensive tackle. We're going to win more than 10 games. We're going to go to the playoffs and probably Super Bowl. Let's go.
Get ready to kick off. Yeah. Do it like nobody does.
Now, under first-year head coach Brian Flores, the Dolphins looked like one of the worst teams of all time when they opened the season. You remember, I was there suffering a humiliating loss to Baltimore 59-10, New England 43-9, and started the season 0-7. The team seemed as if, of course, they were ready to tank for Tua. The sweepstakes was on. But what happened? 2 things. Tua got hurt. The Dolphins went 5-4 in their last 9 games. Now, selfishly, I'm going to say it. I want Tua. Why? Because I feel he has the it factor. And I also believe Nick Saban. You know what happened with Mika Fitzpatrick? He's ballers out there. And Saban says Tua is a leader. All right? And I'm going to trust him on that, regardless of course, Saban. All right. Now, also, Chan Gailey has a history of looking for quarterbacks that are mobile. And Trent Dilfer, who handed to his workout, says, this is what he said, he throws like Aaron Rodgers and Dan Marino. He never said that he was better. Now, one thing he'd say that he's better than Aaron Rodgers at this stage of his development. So, also Dilfer also stands the assertion that Tua is the best quarterback in this draft. He said there's some very good quarterbacks in this draft, but Tua is one of the best.
Tua Tagovailoa.
Deep on the sideline, Devontae Smith, who catches everything. Touchdown, Alabama. "64 yards. The number 6. There's Judy in motion again behind Tagovailoa. Tua looks that way to him and now goes down the middle for the home run. Devontae Smith, the 4th touchdown of the day. Holy smokes.
Near that score bug at the bottom of your screen. Look that way. Nothing was open. He takes off again. And watch this. All the way to the house. 25 yards.
You heard that?
No, it was more creative. But, go with whatever you want.
Intelligent, creative. Here's the left-hander, Tua Tagovailoa. Down the sideline, touchdown. Well, that was creative. Jalen Waddle, 35-yard score.
And it's close in Columbia. The Tide won by 24, but around these parts, they want to dominate. Nick Saban even said it this week. Tagovailoa fires one deep. Wide open is Ruggs. Henry Ruggs will not be caught. Touchdown, Crimson Tide.
Tua Tagovailoa.
Yes, and of course, I am looking forward to that. That's who I want. And of course, hey, for those of you that may be looking at this and like may not be familiar with me, well, if you look at this picture right here, let me point over here, right there. I am a long-time season ticket holder for the Miami Dolphins. My name is Lorenzo Ice T. Thomas. Used to work for 99 Jams, but now I have my own radio station, which is 100. What up, Papa Pump? Which is 100 Hip Hop and R&B FM. I am one half of the Sports Brothers. Big shout going out to my dog Jeff Fox. Of course, he's probably going to be in here. Please leave something in the chat room. Let me know that you are here. But if you're looking at the other side of the box, I also work as a videographer and a photographer on the field during the Dolphin games. And man, I would be at the draft right now. God willing, I would be at the draft right now covering it for Celebrity Page TV, but I'm here. Happy to be here with you. Big shout go out to Yolette. Francis, thank you so much for the shout. Also, Jimmy, what's up? Thank you so much for the compliment on the shirt. I'm glad you like it. Please hit me up in the box. Let me know what your favorite team is so I can shout you out. Ryan, what's going on? Without a doubt. And also let me know what team you represent. Are you representing the Cincinnati Bengals or the Washington Redskins? I know I got a lot of family up in the DMV area. So type it up in the box so I can shout you out. Maybe you're a Detroit Lions fan, huh? Up there in D-Town. Well, are the Dolphins and the Lions going to make a trade? I don't know. We'll have to see. Maybe you're a Giants fan, huh? Jets, sucks, of course. And of course, maybe you're a Giants fan and they're picking right in front of the Dolphins at number 4 and the Dolphins at number 5. Now, if you look at these pictures here, oh my God, it takes me back to the season to whereas, it sure did look like we were tanking for Tua. It sure did, and we ended up having a 5-11 record. But these pictures are from some of the games, and if you see yourself in any of these pictures, please feel free to email me, and I will send these pictures to you. I know I have communicated with a lot of people on the sidelines and said I would send you some of the pictures. However, I just didn't have a chance to. You see some of the Jets fans there. Who else is over there? You got some of the Redskins came last season. Cincinnati Bengals fans. Without a doubt. So please feel free to hit me up on the box and let me know what team that you are representing. I definitely need to see my Dolphin fans up in the box. Dinky Black, fins up all day. Without a doubt. I didn't like to do this, but big shout going out to my dog Papa Pump. For those of you that don't know, when I was a season ticket holder, me and Papa Pump would be in the stands. We'd be the ones winding it up. All right. So it is the Dolphins countdown to the draft. It is 7:22 before the Cincinnati Bengals will be on the clock. And I just wanted to let you know once again, if you would like to, please feel free to email me at live from the MIA. And what I will do is I will, if you see any of your pictures in here, and I'll come back and show some more throughout the rest of the show, let me know, all right? And of course, we'll be back right after this.
This is live from the MIA with a sports update.
We got my man. I want to make sure I pronounce that last name correctly. It's Devon Gachao.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yes, sir.
Give me some.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
Because when you got drafted, did they get your name right?
No, they never get it right.
Outstanding with Lorenzo Ice T. Thomas on 100 Hip Hop and R&B.FM.
The Dolphins at number 5 in the 2020 NFL draft. There's so many different things that they could do. There are so many also rumors out there surrounding what they will do with the number 5 pick. Now, one of those rumors, you can forget about that, is that they were going to move up to the number 1 position to draft Joe Burrow. Well, that ain't happening. And I haven't really been hearing that at all right? So, and I never believed that the Dolphins, who want to have as many draft choices and want to have draft capital, would give up that capital to Joe Burrow. And I also believe that the Bengals were not going to give up the pick. So now there are some more rumors that Joe Burrow did not even want. Maybe he don't want to play for Cincinnati. Maybe just put that out there. He is from Ohio. His girlfriend's from Ohio. So we'll have to see what happens. But he might pull a Eli Manning. Remember that? So we'll have to definitely wait and see.
Get ready to kick off. Yeah. Like do it like no does.
You got a lot of them. So you want me to remember that? One. I don't know. You talking about playing football? Express yourself. Well, catching touchdowns is one of the things that you really strive for every week. And I can remember one of my favorite games that most people never ask about is as we played against the Rams. And I caught 3 touchdowns, and I caught the last touchdown in overtime. So it was something that sticks out in my mind a lot. You know, on the field, there's a lot of times on the field that when, you know, Clay and I used to go into the, and we know that we could beat this DB, and we race to go on the other side to get in front of the guy that we can beat, but we can catch the ball, and that was kind of funny, competing against each other like that.
You played with one of the greatest, Dan Marino, and you watched the game today. You see Patrick Mahomes go for like 30 touchdowns already, putting up here in the NFL today, himself as a quarterback, and you guys.
The way they pass the ball out and the way the defense would work, Dan would have a hell of a, he'd be still in #1 quarterback in the NFL right now. He still would hold all the records. Yes.
Get ready to kick. Yeah. Do it like nobody does. Get ready to kick off.
If you want to be great, you can't be scared. Be aggressive, relentless, and go after the player that you want. Now, the Dolphins, 3 first-round picks, the 5th, 18th, 26th overall, 6 picks in the top 70 overall, okay? So they have the ammunition to make whatever move that they want. Now, what might be interesting is that, if the Dolphins don't see or don't like any of these quarterbacks, they may go offensive tackle or defensive line. Now, a defensive-minded coach like Brian Flores may want to take Derek Brown or Javon Kinlaw in the middle of that defense because the team has an opportunity to win the division. Brady's gone. None of these quarterbacks in the AFC East are great. And if the Dolphins choose to build a dominant defense and improve the offensive line, which they can do later on in the draft, and, of course, this team won 5 of their last 9 games, and the offense finished 12th in passing. If they improve the offensive line, they got Jordan Howard at running back, you can see that this offense could already be one of the better offenses in the division. So why not go at defense first? So it will be interesting to see what the Dolphins do in this first round of the 2020 NFL Draft.
We're talking about Brian Flores. Picked off! Going to the end zone is Eric Rowe for the touchdown.
Oh, man, I just love it, just seeing that highlight right there. Of course, that was the last game of the season where we beat the New England Patriots. They were actually really should have been trying to win the game because they would have got a first-round bye had they won the game, but they lost the game. And, one of the last passes that Tom Brady has thrown in a New England Patriots uniform was an interception. So, of course, it seems that. But it brings me up to the fact that, okay, we are talking quarterback, and we know that we do need a quarterback, but what if the Dolphins don't like either one of the quarterbacks in this draft? You do, and I'm not saying that they're going to do that, but you do have Cam Newton out there. See what I'm saying? They may just try to load up on playmakers. That's something that they may do. But one thing I know, because they signed, they got the Byron Jones and they got Xavier Howard. They got the 2 corners, so they just may need to just build a defense where they can just lock it down because the division is wide open now. Or the team may just go ahead and address the needs.
This is live from the MIA with a sports update.
Minutes away from kickoff, as you can see, right here at Hard Rock Stadium. For the Sports Brothers, I'm Lorenzo Thomas. We got Devontae Parker. 1-1.
Standing with Lorenzo Ice-T Thomas on 100 Hip Hop and R&B.FM.
Now, the Dolphins will also be looking at drafting an offensive tackle, a wide receiver, yes, safety, defensive back, and perhaps running back early in this draft. Now, the Dolphins, let's take a look back. 5-11 under first-year coach Brian Flores. Despite the spending spree, Miami still has a number of needs, and they will be addressed during this draft. Remember, this team won 5 of their last 9 games and closed the season with a win in New England against Tom Brady. That was a big win. Okay? Now, here are our following a few points. Dan Marino retired in 1999. Since then, the Dolphins have fielded 21 different starting quarterbacks over 20 seasons. Now, even though Ryan Fitzpatrick was great down the stretch, he's not the long-term answer. Fitzpatrick went 5-8 overall as starter in 2019, and although the passing offense ranked 12th in the NFL, Miami's scoring offense was just 25th. And Josh Rosen, well, he was a little overwhelmed trying to run Chad O'Shea's offense, and he threw 1 touchdown pass and 5 interceptions over 6 games, and 3 of those games he was the starter. However, now the Dolphins have added Chan Gailey as their offensive coordinator, and he will act in the same capacity as respected. Do you remember Dolphins assistant Jim Cardwell? Well, he was expected to be there, be Brian Flores' right hand, but he had to leave to medical complications last year. So Chan Gailey will be in that position. So Brian Flores didn't have that last year, and it's clear that the Dolphins have basically, they're going to address some needs, and they're going to have a lot of young players, but they've also hired a bevy of young coaches. Now, I know Chan Gailey is up there a bit in age. You have Josh Barrett, who replaces Patrick Jones, and Dolphins also have a bunch of coaches that can teach as well as relate to the players coming in. So it's going to be quite interesting with this new coaching staff.
This is live from the MIA.
Put your hands up.
Station for every generation, giving you classic R&B, throwback hip-hop, and today's hits. The 90s music radio stations don't play anymore. We do it our way.
Let me see you go hard.
The 90s are the foundation of this station, and we're on 24/7, 365.
You were listening to
Live from the MIA, we have some of the best DJs in the game with over 20 years experience in radio. We make it easy to listen to at work. We play the music you've been missing. We play it all. Hip-hop, jazz, neo-soul. We're simply the best on the net. And when you turn us on, leave us on.
You are listening to Live from the MIA, your #1 station for classic R&B.
Let's get back to the music.
Yes, it is countdown to the draft here with yours truly, Lorenzo Ice-T Thomas on 100 Hip Hop and R&B FM. That is my radio station. We are your station for today's R&B, hip hop, throwbacks, and sports, along with politics. We got Cheryl Underwood on in the morning, but right now I just want to do a little sports talk some football. Being the big football fan that I am, let's go check in the chat, see who's in the building, so I can shout some people out. Big shout going out to Ryan. CJ, what's good? Sam, I see you. Yes. I think that is a smokescreen when it comes down to selecting a tackle. All that talk about the Dolphins are kind of, they're New England South, right? If anything, they're going to accumulate picks, all right? We have 14 in this draft. We have 9 next year, all right? So we have 9. So we have 2 in the first round and 2 in the second round. Don't be surprised. It will happen sometime in this draft. The Dolphins will trade back to accumulate some picks. There is a void after they have 6 picks in the first 70, and after 70, they don't pick again until 41. Right? So that's a big gap. New England doesn't have any second round picks, but they have, I think, 3 third-round picks. So the Dolphins are interested in that guard, and don't be surprised if you see some type of trade between New England and the Dolphins later on down the line. So it'll be very interesting. So yes, I don't think it'll be a repeat of 2008. Polo, what's good? Tua, I'm with you on that. Let's go. That's right. Edward Gray. Thank you so much. I love the highlights of that interception as two. Sports brother #1, Jeff Fox. You see me? You see me? You see me? All right. Also, big shout going out to Mark, Justin. Finns have done a great job keeping everyone off their intentions of taking Tua at 5. I agree with you 110%. It's all a smokescreen. All right. And we'll talk more about that later on in the show. So, speaking, my man Jeff Fox is here, right? And we are the Sports Brothers. We cover the Dolphins and we cover the Heat right here in South Florida. Now, throughout the course of the year, of course, we haven't been doing anything lately. We are out in the community, and I don't know if there's any other NFL team like the Miami Dolphins. Big shout going out to Jason Jenkins that does as much as the Dolphins do in the community. So we're always at quite a few of the events. But not too long ago, we were able to cover the Walk of Fame and had an opportunity to catch up with Miami Dolphin great Nat Moore.
Get ready to kick off. Yeah. Do it like nobody does.
First and foremost, when you look at the Joe Robbie Plaza Walk of Fame, all the Hall of Famers are in, except Jason Taylor. So that was a no-brainer. And then when you start to look at the 72 team and what Dick Anderson was able to accomplish throughout his days, and still number 2 all-time in interceptions on the Dolphins' history of interceptions. Then the Marx brothers, Dan, he made them. He said he made, they say they made Dan, and then Johnny Offerdahl, who perennial Pro Bowler, the linebacker back in the late 80s, early 90s that really was the spearhead of the defense. And of course, John Giesler, the most unsung hero that I spoke about earlier. All of those guys are very deserving, and when management sat down and looked at the list of all the guys that are qualified, these were the 6 names we came up with. That doesn't slight anybody else because there's a lot of guys that are deserving that will eventually get in. This is if I'm not mistaken, I think this is our 5th induction ceremony, and we had a 3-year hiatus. But now that the stadium is complete and everything's done, we'll probably start doing it more often. You'll see more guys. That's the beauty of the Walk of Fame, where you can't put everybody up in the Ring of Honor. We can really acknowledge the feat and the accomplishments of all the guys that were a part of our great history. And let me say this, because I think sometimes we get so hung up with the accolades, the individual accolades. It's really about winning. That's why we play the game, to win. So when you look at the contribution that these guys made, the sacrifices that other guys made, that they didn't reach their personal goals because they did what the team needed them to do. I mean, I'm in the Walk of Fame and probably the Ring of Honor, not because of all numbers, but the fact that I was willing to do what the team needed. John Giesler, what the team needed. Dick Anderson. So we look at it as who's most deserving because of what they did to help our team win year after year. And that's the way we'll always look at it. The superstars are going to get the credit, and rightfully so. Pro Bowls, I don't even count them anymore because half the guys that are deserving never go to the Pro Bowl anyway. So now you got guys that are 10, 11, 12 alternate having Pro Bowl by their name. That didn't happen in the early days. So the guys that we have selected are guys that are so deserving that they bounce to the forefront.
Get ready to kick off. Yeah. Do it like nobody does.
Yes, and the Walk of Fame is definitely a huge event. The Dolphins induct 6 players into their Walk of Fame. Everyone can't go into the Ring of Honor, but they do have the Walk of Fame, and myself and Jeff Fox attended that one. You may have seen the interview earlier with Mark Duper, okay? It is Dolphins countdown to the draft at 7:37, so we are 23 minutes before the Cincinnati Bengals are on the clock. Well, I don't know if they'll be on the clock exactly straight up 8 o'clock, but it's going to be interesting to see how the NFL runs this thing. Everything is virtual and everyone will be at home. People will not be shaking hands. Please, on the Facebook page, let me know what your team is so we can shout out your team. Let me know what you think that the Dolphins are going to do at number 5 or number 18 or 26. I really think it's been a big smoke screen. Debbie Harden, thank you so much. Yes, this is like one of my favorite shirts. So if you follow me enough, you've probably seen me wear it quite a few times. It's kind of like my resident shirt here. So thank you so much for all the love. And hey, Jeff Fox, man, what those Raiders going to do? Text me. Let me know. Are they looking for a quarterback? Are they trying to trade up? Will the Dolphins pull off something big and go up and get Joe Burrow? Not sure about that. Will they hold and stand pat at number 5? That's what I believe they will do, They may even pick up Jaden Hurst later on in the draft. Have both of them back there from time to time. You never know. They got enough picks. They got 14 of them, okay? And it just takes me back because I haven't been this excited about a Dolphins draft, yet alone a Dolphins season. I guess I have a good time because as a sports brother, I get a chance to cover the Dolphins on the field, take pictures, and report on the game. That is fun. I mean, being on the field is the best place to watch the game. The stands are fun. Being in the front row next to Papa Pump, we have a good time there. But it's just time. It just reminds me of the days where the Dolphins were in the playoffs all the time. Some of you may not remember that, but and they were out. They were accessible. And one of the guys that I caught up with at the draft 2 years ago is Patrick Surtain. Let's take a look at that interview.
Get ready to kick off. Yeah. Do it like nobody does.
Lorenzo Thomas, Sports Brothers Network, coming to you from the stadium. It's the Dolphins NFL Draft Party. And this right here, it's the case. That was actually a show we did together, right, Pat?
Hilarious, man. Hey, lastly, it was a pretty good show.
It was pretty good. You kept coming to the show. Back to Surtain right here, baby. What's going on, man?
What's up, boy?
2-3.
No doubt.
And man, when we were doing that talk show, sports talk show, you would come in and you would be hoarse, right? A lot of the time you'd be hoarse.
All the time,
But there was a good reason why you were hoarse, because you're coaching, man, and I got to say, I'm so proud of you. I'm all the things you're doing out there. So trying to like filling that void that you have from, the times you used to play football here, for Miami and of course Kansas City.
Yeah, it is, man. When I retired, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was stable enough to just travel the world and do that. But I figured, I had a son coming up, and I figured, why not get out there and help out with the starting optimist levels, then gradually move up to high school, and why not share my expertise with these guys? And man, since I've been there, man, it's been very fulfilling, able to help these young guys, fulfill their dreams of going to college, and also being a big brother, a mentor to them. That's the most important thing.
Mm-hmm. Now, are these kids really receptive to these millennials, and you teaching those that are a little younger? Are they really open? Do they recognize talents and your abilities? And they call you the old man all the time, don't they?
No doubt. Man,
do they recognize? I want to know.
These kids today, man, they're going to try you. They're going to try you. They don't think you're as good as you tell them you were, and they tell me.
And then you got to turn on the film and show them, right?
Exactly. They tell me you didn't even have computers back when you played. They throw in a couple of old jokes like that.
Right.
But sometimes I have to get out there and show them. Yeah. Sometimes
you still got it?
Oh, yeah. Sometimes.
If you had to run a 40 right now, how fast could you run it? How fast?
I probably could give you a 4.7.
4.7?
But I tear every muscle in my body.
Yeah, man. My back is hurting just from all the stand I've been doing out here. But being a Dolphin fan that I am, and I just have to share this, and this is going to go on tape and it'll last forever. I used to love coming to because I lived in Washington, D.C. before I moved down here in 2003. I used to love coming to the Dolphin games, and I remember something, and Sam and I talk about this all the time, where, they would play the music and the box would be on at the stadium, and you and Sam would never, ever, you know what I'm about to say, y'all never go in the huddle, man.
Nah.
I mean, like the offense would know, we going straight man. They going straight man.
Yeah.
And that has to be a testament to the talents of you and Sam being locked down corners, and then what the defense, the front seven was able to do. Tell me how much fun that was, and how that just illustrates how good the Dolphin defense was at that time.
Yeah, man, we wasn't trying to trick everybody. People know we were going to play, and they had to beat us.
Right.
That was our motto. We're gonna play cover 4. We're gonna be pressed, and you got to beat us man to man, mano a mano, and that allowed the other guys to eat. When you can lock down both corners, it allowed the defense to do a lot of different things. So, man, it was fun times, man. This stadium used to be rocking.
Yes, and y'all would go to the huddle, and y'all just be out there dancing.
You and Big Papa been doing it for 15 years, man. In the stands, man, it was great times. And after the game, all the fellas would hang out. That's what you take from the game. Man, we're a brotherhood, and I'm still close with a bunch of those guys to this day.
Well, now you got your son, man, is doing very well. Just elaborate how proud you are and what you're expecting from him.
Yeah, man, proud Papa, man. I know the amount of work he put in, and on top of being a a great football player, man. He's a tremendous kid. Well-rounded kid. He's gonna do well in college, man, because he's humble.
Right.
He's humble. He doesn't let the attention get to him. It's all about going out there, getting the job done, doing his work, and I'm expecting big things from him at Bama. He has the opportunity to go up there, compete for a job, and I think he's gonna do that, man, because he has it in him. He has the DNA in him. He's Sertan Jr.
That's right, Sertan Jr. Is he wearing 2-3?
No, man. He
don't want that pressure.
That number ugly. These kids, they want a single digit number.
That's right. Make him look slimmer. Well, this has been like a personal interview. I ain't asked him nothing about the draft because this is family right here.
Dream as well.
All right, man. Well, I could talk to you all night, but man, go sign some autographs, man. Pat, man, always good to see you. 2-3. Yours truly, Lorenzo Thomas, Sports Brothers Network.
Get ready to kick off. Yeah. Do it like nobody does.
Wow, that definitely takes me back, man. We used to have a good time in that stadium, and with what Chris Greer and Brian Flores, and of course, Stephen Ross building down here. We're gonna have some good times at Hard Rock Stadium because we've had some hard times. But speaking of that defense, it seems as if Brian Flores is trying to recreate the same thing he had in New England. And when you saw that the Dolphins signed, you know who, it reminded you of Sam and Pat.
Get ready to kick off.
The Miami Dolphins definitely made a splash in free agency, and the biggest addition to the Miami Dolphins roster is cornerback Byron Jones. Defense was the focus of the Miami Dolphins organization during the first few weeks of free agency, and of course, the Dolphins had quite a few holes to fill by signing Byron Jones. The Dolphins now basically arguably have the 2 top 5 corners in the NFL. Now, if you know Brian Flores, he created a tandem similar to what he had in New England with 2 lockdown cornerbacks. Will free up the Miami Dolphins front 7 to put a lot of pressure on opposing quarterbacks. So that's going to be interesting to see what he do. Now, regardless of the price tag and the lack of interceptions, because that's what a lot of people talk about when it comes to Byron Jones, he last year shut down some elite wide receivers, okay? And statistically, the Miami Dolphins ranked 4th in the NFL for defenses who played man-to-man the most. Byron Jones' condition.
Byron Jones.
Yes, definitely. I'm glad he is going to be suiting up in a Miami Dolphins uniform, and it is 7:46. Are you excited? Countdown to the draft. This is the show, Dolphins Countdown to the Draft. I'm your host, Lorenzo Thomas. Oh, definitely. Let me go back and show some more of those pictures while I got a chance to. For those of you that are just checking in, I am Lorenzo Ice-T Thomas, and of course, I am a member of the Sports Brothers, and we cover the Miami Dolphins as well as the Miami Heat. But right now, all I'm doing is this. But of course, you can see, if you see the flick right there, me on the sidelines. Please, if you see, I'll let this run for a little bit. If you see any pictures of yourself in here, contact me so I will pop a pump. It's good. I will definitely email you. So if you can email me at livefromthemia@gmail.com. And of course, you can listen to the station, 100 Hip Hop and R&B FM. We do broadcast on the iHeartRadio app. We're on TuneIn and so many different platforms. Cheryl Underwood holds down the mornings. We got Kokolani, who does the middays. Yours truly holds down 2 to 7 p.m. Also, we got Terry Tab, who is on right now. The show is called The Other Side of the Game. And then at 10 o'clock, Cayman Kelly with After Hours. So we have a full staff on 100 Hip Hop and R&B FM. So thank you so much to show us some love and check out the station. All right. So got to give some shout outs here for some people. Oh, my man Tim is checking in. He says no QB. He said, so I guess, Tim, does that mean do not select a quarterback at the number 5 position? Okay, someone says Simmons in the first round. Okay, yeah, Tim does not want a QB. So go ahead, Tim, if you can, real quickly, let me know what you think we should do with the number 5 position if we don't go for a quarterback, because we do have 13 other picks in this draft, and you can bet that the Dolphins will trade back and accumulate some more. Okay, Jalen Hurts. You know what? it wouldn't surprise me if they pick Tua and then pick Jalen later on in the draft if he's still on the board. All right, if they trade out of the number, say 26 pick up some more because there's a void between 70 and 41. I don't know if Hurts will be around at that time, but they're going to trade back somewhere and to try to accumulate some more picks. So they may be able to find an offensive lineman that no one's talking about in the third round or the fourth round because they have such a bevy. Yeah, Hurts will probably be around in the second round, and they do have 2 second-round draft choices. So basically, what the Dolphins wanted to do during the draft was fill a lot of holes. And they did so in free agency. And I was so excited when I saw that the Dolphins signed this guy to a big contract. And Brian Flores continue to add players that present leadership qualities, extreme versatility, and are leaders who put the team first. That truly illustrates why a few players are no longer on this Miami Dolphins roster from last season. Linebacker Kyle Van Noy, a.k.a. Swiss Army Knife, will truly be a team leader. With his experience in the Brian Flores defense in New England, he can line up as a linebacker or a defensive end. You can expect Kyle Van Noy to create a lot of opportunities for this Miami Dolphins defense. Van Noy. Now, the Miami Dolphins definitely lacked the pass rush last year, and they look to improve by signing defensive end from the Kansas City Chiefs, Emmanuel Ogbah. Yes, Ogbah. With an extreme to set the edge, the Dolphins look to Emmanuel to be able to rush the passer as well as be someone that can stand up against the run. He also has a great burst off the line of scrimmage and will help the Dolphins pass rush. He comes to the Dolphins with 6.5 sacks that he accumulated last season. Emmanuel Ogbah is something that the Dolphins need. Now, they also signed another defensive end to play opposite of Emmanuel, defensive end Shaq Lawson. They strategized to stop Shaq Lawson with double teams, and quite a few times Lawson was able to beat the double team and make the play in the backfield. Statistically, he had 13 tackles for loss along with 6.5 sacks. Shaq is another player the Dolphins definitely needed, but added to their defense to bring versatility and play against the run as well as rush the pass. Shaq Lawson. Yeah, I like that. I like those 2 additions in free agency. Shaq and Emmanuel are definitely going to bring pressure from the edge. And that kind of tells me that the Dolphins may also pick up a defensive tackle in the draft. I think they just got Gauchow and Wilkins right now. I think they just let go of some people off the roster. So I think they may have only 2 or 3 offensive linemen. So it'd be interesting to see if they pick one of those D tackles early on. Okay, also, yes, my man was saying, let's see, Tim was talking about the offensive line. Definitely we do need to address the offensive line. I do feel bad for Rosen because last year it was to be on the field and see what was happening to him, especially in that Washington Redskin game when he got pulled from the game, and then Ryan Fitzpatrick came back and the Dolphins had a chance to win the game, and of course they would have won the game if Kenyon Drake would have caught the 2-point conversion instead of dropping it. Yeah. Don't remind me. Anyway, he's not with us anymore, but he's getting that dough in where is he? He's in Arizona now. But because the offensive line was so bad, the Miami Dolphins did what they had to do in free agency. Get ready to kick off. Next up, offensive lineman Eric Flowers. He's very excited to be playing at home with the Miami Dolphins. Eric Flowers. He really improved from last season with the Washington Redskins when he was moved from offensive tackle to guard during the second half of the season. This 25-year-old has a big body for a guard, but they seem to move quickly while down in the trenches. The sky is the limit for guard Eric Flowers, and we're happy to have him on the Miami Dolphins.
Eric Flowers.
Yes, and the Dolphins did not stop there. They wanted to make sure that they would address the offensive line, and they signed someone else from New England.
Get ready to kick off.
Improvement on the offensive line is definitely needed in the Miami Dolphins. Well, they began the offseason by signing offensive lineman and center from New England,
Ted Karras.
Here, the Dolphins filled their need for center, who is versatile and has the ability to play multiple positions. He also has the ability to get out on the perimeter to provide a lead block that may be needed for the Miami Dolphins rushing game. The running game will definitely be upgraded with Ted Karras.
Ted Karras.
And yeah, right now there are some rumors that the Dolphins are also looking at picking or trading for another. I can't remember his last name. It's Joe. From New England. He's franchised. I think it's Joe Turney, something like that. There talks about them possibly trading for him. Maybe they'll give up one of their third-round draft choices in order to get him, and that will satisfy the center guard combination. But they definitely need to pick up a tackle for sure. But you know, it's something about this relationship. You know, Saban has a relationship, and you heard what if you've been listening today, you heard what he had to say about Tua as a countdown 5 minutes before 8, 5 minutes before the Cincinnati Bengals are on the clock, and you heard what he had to say about Tua. Some very complimentary things that Saban. I know how we feel about Saban. Yes, we don't like him, but we'll definitely take his players because I don't care what you'll say. I loved Mika Fitzpatrick. I just wish they would have put him at safety and let him. That's enough. We won't even go there. But there's a relationship between Chris Greer and the New England Patriots, and I know you all remember this guy. His name may be a little hard to pronounce because I know I screw it up from time to time, but y'all are gonna remember this highlight.
Get ready to kick off.
Brian Flores continued the trend of signing former New England Patriots, but also consistently finding players who are considered team leaders. And that's exactly what you find with linebacker Eldon Roberts. From the inside linebacker position, Roberts gives Brian Flores the flexibility to play a 4-3 or a 3-4.
Elandon Roberts.
Thank you so much, Super Scotty, for the correct pronunciation of his name. It's Elandon Roberts. I definitely butchered it up. Anyway, I just kept going. You know what I mean? If I say it fast enough, maybe you won't catch it. All right. It is 7:56. We are 4 minutes before the kickoff of the NFL draft, and the ratings for this is going to be through the roof because everyone's home. You know, we would be having an NFL draft party at Hard Rock Stadium. I was trying to get out to Vegas to cover the draft for Celebrity Page TV and the Sports Brothers, so I would have been out there. Yeah, F. Saban, exactly. So it definitely would have been a great time, and I was really looking forward to it. But I'm glad to be able to do this for myself. I'm very excited about this upcoming draft. We got 3 minutes before the Cincinnati Bengals are on the clock, and it's all about the Miami Dolphins. But number 5, got number 18. Got number 26. We did pick up a running back in free agency, didn't we?
Get ready to kick off.
Running back is very deep in this draft, and you can bet that the Dolphins will pick another running back to go with Jordan Howard.
Jordan Howard.
The Dolphins continue signing players who are young with NFL experience by signing 25-year-old Jordan Howard. He's been in the NFL for 4 years, and the signing of Jordan Howard will help the Miami Dolphins push the pile because he loves running between the tackles. He is a workhorse who will get a lot of yards after contact. So, to improve the running game, the Dolphins signed
Jordan Howard.
Yeah, Scotty, you got them drops sounding really good. So somewhere in the draft, probably maybe the second round, third round, you can see, because there are some running backs in this draft, you will see the Dolphins pick up a running back to go along with Jordan Howard. So that will be very interesting. We are at 7:58, 2 minutes before the start of the NFL draft, and Jimmy, thank you so much. I'm looking in the chat room. Thank you for everyone that has made some comments in here. It's greatly appreciated. I'm doing this because I love the Dolphins. Been a Dolphin fan my entire life, and I can't wait for the opportunity to really have something to cheer about and have a winning record. But I believe, and if you haven't had a chance, I mentioned it earlier in the show, look at the special that the Miami Dolphins did about Brian Flores when he went on a trip back to New York. And I am a native New Yorker, so I even like him even more, where he went to visit his family. It just shows a different side of him, and you will appreciate him so much more as a coach as you see that. But we took a look at Joe Burrow. We're asking for the Dolphins to pick Tua, but they just might go in a different direction.
Justin Herbert.
Herbert pump fake on 2nd and 7, pressured, buying time, and now will loop the ball for the end zone. A risky jump ball, caught for a touchdown. Went up and got it. Won a battle. And that's trusting your receiver.
Absolutely. Good job by Herbert, keeping the play alive with his athletic ability, and the big fella went up and made a play on the football.
The team gets a lot of chances. They don't.
Here comes the reverse. They're going to pitch it back to Herbert, and he's taking a shot, going for Johnson. Caught! Touchdown!
Herbert's got it. Stiff arm again. Quarterback in the clear. Inside the 10. A hat trick of touchdowns for Justin Herbert. Flags after the touchdown.
An Oregon 47-14 win. Herbert under pressure. Escapes. Herbert for the end zone. Touchdown Oregon.
Pretty conservative plan offensively from Oregon.
Herbert now takes a shot downfield. It's caught inside the 5 by Ray's in. Touchdown, Oregon.
Justin Herbert.
There's no doubt young, promising quarterbacks want to play in South Florida. The weather is nice. The Dolphins culture is fantastic. And of course, the organization is heading in the right direction. So there is a lot that we should all be excited about. Now, we've heard the reports about Tua's Wonderlic scores. And they came out. And, some people feel certain ways about it. But all I want to know, is he football smart? That's it. The one thing that I've read about with Justin Herbert is that he has kind of a reserved personality, which somewhat reminds me of Ryan Tannehill's personality. I want a leader. I want someone that can take over the scene. I believe the storyline that we're hearing about Justin Herbert is a smokescreen. Now, I could be wrong, but I believe that they will pick Tua at 5. And I would be happy with Justin Herbert at 5, but if the Dolphins don't pick Tua and he goes to the New England Patriots, they trade up to get him, I think I'll lose it. And the fact that we will have to face him twice a year, I don't want to see that. I don't want to experience that. I don't think Stephen Ross wants to experience that. He wants a winner. He wants someone that can come in and galvanize this fan base, plus sell tickets and become the face of the franchise, and Tua does that. We must keep in mind, though, the Dolphins did try to meet with Tua in Miami before the NFL implemented the COVID-19 ban. So, high interest for this guy, right? And they've done so much work on him over the course of the year. Now, of course, they've done a lot about Herbert, but we could talk about injuries. It's become very widespread, and you can't ignore it. And it comes from a combination of Tua's, the lower body injuries that he received in college, lingering questions about his recovering, hip surgery, and the problem continues about, the inability for teams to have their own doctors examine him. However, It's a crapshoot for everybody this year because of the virus. We don't know what's going to happen with the season. We have no idea. I say this, draft Tua. Let him sit for an entire year. Let his hip completely heal. Then once you have him, you can have your doctors look at him, test him out, have him in your own facility where you can have him become a part of the strength and conditioning program. And in turn, he could put on 10 to 15 pounds of muscle and have him ready for the 2021 season, because we don't know what's going to happen with this virus. We have no clue. And it's a crap basically for every team in this draft. So this is what I say. And if you don't like it, next year you can draft another quarterback in 2021. All teams basically have coronavirus. This is the coronavirus draft. We're all in the same boat. They haven't had their doctors to look at the players. Okay? But Tua is special. Don't be scared. Pick your quarterback at number 5. All right? And then move forward with your other 13 draft choices. All right? Make this team great. And if you want to be great, you can't be scared. Be aggressive, relentless, and go after the player you've always wanted. The Dolphins have 3 first-round picks, number 5, number 18, number 26. 6 picks overall in the top 70, all right? You have the ammunition to do whatever you want to, so make your move. Pick the players that you want.